Okay, greetings everyone to a media podcast. We have three fabulous guests and breathe, Donna.
Hi.
Okay, so we have Peter Lambert, Nat and Donna Quirk. And what I'm going to do is let them give you an intro because it's much better hearing from themselves. So for the intros, what I was going to do is if you can give me an intro about yourself and your business. So whoever wants to go first.
I'll go first.
No, I want to. No, go.
Okay, Peter.
Okay, so I've been turning spanners for over 50 years. I started an apprenticeship at the local GM dealership in town here, and I was fixing cars and trucks for 20 years, and then I was made redundant, and I bought a closed down outdoor power equipment shop. So I've been doing that for 30 years. So, well, an icon in town and things like that. You can't get it fixed anywhere else.
Wow, fabulous.
So, I'm married twice. I've got 3 children, 6 grandchildren, inherited 13 total altogether, sort of thing. So yeah, so I've been in the game for 30 odd years.
Wonderful.
And I live in a Potiki, and it's beautiful and sunny out here too.
Okay, thank you, Peter. What about you, Nat?
Okay, so I'm 41. I've come from a small mining outback town in Western Australia and recently moved down to the city last year. I come from a background, done quite a lot of things actually, ranging from babysitting, live-in nanny, kitchen hand, drunks labourer. When I say drunks labourer, I mean a barmaid, bar managing. Then I went into a lot of manual labour work, such as unloading fishing boats, working in fish factories, done a bit of roustaboutting. We had a firewood business, and then I fell into a position of becoming the local town painter. A good friend of mine, when I quit my barmaiding job, he said, well, don't think you're sitting at home on your backside all day. Here's a pair of overalls. I want you at such and such address in the morning. I'm like, oh, okay. I snatched it and I don't even get to have a day off yet. I've got another bloody job. So fell into that and, yeah, been a painter on the tools for over 15 years. I did a weight loss program and then fell into network marketing. So that's what I've been doing for the past 3.5 years. I am married and have 1 child.
And you're from Australia?
Australia, yeah.
Thank you, Nat. Donna.
Hi, kia ora. My name is Donna, and yeah, I've been in the hospitality industry for over 30 odd years. I live here in Perth, and I am married to Peter, and I have 2 children and 3 grandchildren. So the business that I'm doing, which my mother originally started, was Mama's Rewina. So yeah, very happy to be here, and thank you for having me.
Pleasure. Now, this podcast today, it is going to be looking at the experiences of our 3 business owners and looking at the models, the type of models that they use, business models, and also how COVID has affected your business. So, Donna, what type of business model would you say? Like, are you a sole trader?
Well, for me, I'm an individual trader.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm an individual trader. I've just recently got my certificate for being a home-based business. So, which is really exciting. And
so is that behind you?
Yes, it is. So this is where I do all my work. So I'm very lucky to be home-based, that I have my computer, well, my office nearby, and I work in the background. So.
And so where are you based, Donna?
I'm based in Perth, but I live in Willard, so which is around the Kwinana area, so Rockingham. Yeah, so I'm very, very lucky that I'm able to run my business from home.
And did it take you long to set up your business? Because it's recently, like you've been doing it, but you've just officially set it up. Was the process long?
The process is really good. It can be quite quick. But what I found that the applications that you apply for or the has changed since COVID. So it was more in depth, more they needed to know about it. By the time that I actually submitted my application, it probably took around about three to 4 weeks.
Wow, that's good.
Yes. Yeah, so 3 or 4 times it was, you know, going backwards and forth from the Shire or Council, backwards. And yeah, sometimes I found that the front didn't know what the back was doing and the back didn't know what the front was doing. Yeah, so there were a lot of double ups, but it never deterred me from the fact that, you know, to get it right.
Right, and also to keep a record too, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
So that you weren't double charged for things because of the error.
Yeah. And each area had a different, what I found that I didn't realise that there were different parts to it. It was one thing applying for a food business, but when it come to people coming to collect from my house, that had to go through to the planning department. So that was another application again, in order to make sure, you know, that they were comfortable with people coming to pick up or clients coming to pick up from my home. So I had to go through another set of applications that just
so you got put through the hoops.
I got put through the hoops, and once again, I said the back didn't know what the front was doing, and the front didn't know what the back was doing, and I was doubling up once again. But
right.
We got it sorted.
Okay, thank you, Donna. And what about you, Nat, with your business? So what type of business model do you use?
Okay, so I come under the multi-level marketing category. So I'm on commission-based sales, and that works off me selling a product, and also I earn commission off my downline. When I, you know, in the peak of my business, within the first 15 months, I'd made it up to an elite title, which is quite a, well, it's basically the second down from the top highest level. And I had a team at the time when I reached that. There was about 200 people in my downline. So yes, everybody earns a percentage off what they sell, product, and they also earn off their downline. So it's all about the recruitment process. It was quite difficult to get used to, actually, because as I said before, I've always been a manual labourer. So falling into this line of work, you had to learn a whole lot of skills. I only knew how to send a text message, wasn't real up to date on internet stuff. So I learned a lot of things along the way, and how to step up, and, you know, because I moved up so fast, you were then expected to be a leader to the people below you. And some of those people, like, we've been in at the same time, and then I'm expected to know everything to lead them up. So we were kind of all learning together. Yeah, it's certainly a different industry. On online network marketing is, yeah, what I do with the multi-level marketing.
Thank you, Nat. Now, Peter, now getting to your business, because yours is a mowing business, do you have a shop front? And
Yeah.
what is your business model?
Well, I'm a sole trader.
Yep.
And I've been, well, that's basically, it was a partnership until my wife decided to go elsewhere, but then I'm a sole trader now. I've been doing that for pretty much 20 years. So then well, that's basically all. I just basically sell and service outdoor power equipment. So yeah,
but
so
you're very successful though, aren't you? Because we're not just talking about $50 products. We're talking about
no. You're talking about well, big products. Some ride-ons are $25,000. So you know, but like the InvestPlus side of things, when it comes into it now, when I've just sold a $9,000 ride-on mower, Well, at the time, it was 6,300 and something on tokens they get back again, which is nothing to be sneezed at.
Yeah,
But,
and we will be covering InvestPlus after this. I just want to know a bit more about your business.
Just sell and service outdoor power equipment, chainsaws, lawnmowers, weed eaters, generators, water pumps, all those sort of things.
Yeah. So how did COVID affect your business?
Well, basically, it didn't.
Good.
I had 2 weeks off at the start, where basically it was the best holiday I've ever had, because no one hassled you because they couldn't get anything done anyway. Then I went back to work, and the door was shut, and I just did a whole lot of stuff in the background, and way we get just fix things in the past and way to go. So then the accountant saw me afterwards, after sort of thing, and I've done better this year than I did last year, even with COVID in the middle locking me out for a month. So how does that work? I've got no idea.
So is that because people could still come to your place and drop off the stuff, and you still kept within the rules of
No, because the doors were closed. Nothing came in, but I had everything there. But just the basic. But once COVID was lifted, it just went stupid.
because everyone wanted their lawns cut?
Well, yeah, the grass doesn't stop growing, and they needed things done in a hurry, and it was just mad. And they want their things urgent, and the grass is around my knees. So I've got to do something about it. So it was just stupid. So it was a few months there, absolutely just mad. And then, away we go. So we were, a good 10%, 20% up on last year. So, yeah.
So do you employ people or do you contract people?
No, there's only 3 of us there, me, myself, and I. I have a part-time guy comes in every now and then too, but it's basically, it's sometimes it's too much work for one, but not enough for 2.
Okay.
And at the same time last year, when I was mentioning on the vortex before, it was silly season then, so the same thing. But it's again, so it's just grass. Well, we've had a nice lot of rain, the sun's come out beautiful, and the grass is just growing absolutely flat out.
So how do you keep your balance? Because as a business owner, it's really important you keep your business, because if you're not functioning, your business isn't.
No need to stress. No need to stress, because it takes a lot for me to burst my bubble.
Okay, so have you got gin in that drink?
No, I have not. But I'm steady as she goes. And if it doesn't happen today, it'll happen tomorrow. And you go to work with intentions, I'll do this today, and things happen that need to be done urgent. I'll do the and what you intended to do doesn't get done. So we'll do that tomorrow. No panic. So that's the way it is. So you waste time getting stressed, because it doesn't do you any good at all. It doesn't do anybody any good.
Okay, so what are your strategies? This question is to the 3 of you. What are your strategies to attract more business, or to keep your business? What strategies do you use? Like, do you advertise? Do you go to markets? Do you get sponsors? What strategies would be useful for people to hear that you use to keep your business functioning?
Well, for me at the moment, I use the market place for selling my products, just until I get myself lifted up again, because I am limited with the market, farmers markets that are running. I have just started up. So that again is another application. So at the moment, I've been advertising on in the marketplace, and there's a criteria that you have to follow, and you have to be approved for the sites. So that's one of the things that are happening with me at the moment to getting.
And is there a cost to you?
No, there's no cost. There's no cost to be approved to go to be on these sites as of yet. So it's actually very good. It's one way of getting yourself out there. You talked about how COVID had asked about COVID, how it would affect it. Well, it did. It affected a lot of people, especially in the food industry, because you weren't able, the restaurants weren't able to sell from their restaurants.
Or to get your ingredients.
Absolutely. I mean, like, you know, everything changed because everybody, you'd go to the bigger marketplaces or to the stores, and a lot of the products were sold out. So for me, that's where I've got myself out and to get myself the product out there was to advertise through the marketplace. Because being a new business, you've got to build yourself up. So, you know, I'm finding myself as like as Nat talked about, when you're dealing with technology today, it's very different because we didn't have technology. I've learned so much being here about technology. 27 years, 27 years, and I'm just starting to realize that, you know, it's how wonderful technology is and how you can get yourself out there, how you can promote yourself, but you got to know how to use the tools. So yeah, so it's back to the grindstone, using my family, using my daughter who lives here in Australia, in Perth, and using her skills, and plus my son-in-law's, using their skills to help me to get on there, and plus with the family within Frega, which I belong with, and very talented ladies and men who are willing to have that willingness to help you and to help you set up. So that's where I'm at with my business, and being on my own, hoping to be able to employ someone or to employ people down the track. But at the moment, yes, it is. You've got to have a balance, and you know, in my business, I've got to be consistent because it's very competitive, very competitive.
Okay. And Nat?
Okay, so sorry, was the question the strategy to build?
What strategies do you use to keep your business successful, to bring in more business? You know, like platforms or things that you do.
Okay, so for me, when I first fell into this, there was only like 1,400 social marketers in my field, the umbrella offshoot company that we came under. And that quickly grew over the years, where the market is actually quite saturated now, and we used Facebook buy and sells to market ourselves. It's very saturated now. There's high competition. People are probably sick of seeing your product to the point where you've had to completely rebrand yourself. So for me at the moment, what I have found is I've used 2020 to sit back and reassess things, to do a lot of self and personal development, sit back and watch and probably learn new ways of how to restructure my business and what parts of my business that I could offshoot into other directions with. So that's what I've been concentrating on at the moment. And I do have some things up my sleeve that I can combine all of it together quite beautifully, to be honest, so I can offer more than one thing. So to keep myself going whilst I've been on this growth development, I am still using Facebook, and what I've done is I just create a group in there. So most of my business comes from repeat customers or referrals. I don't go out and advertise anymore. Because I just don't do that at the moment. But what I do with my group, and I don't even advertise stuff in their product, I don't push product, I just position myself as in giving value, you know, because I'm in the weight loss nutrition side of things. So I just give value, trying to, I suppose, be the professional and give advice in things in your specific field. So every day that they wake up and look in my group, they're getting something different every day. So I suppose it's just creating content instead of your typical sales vomit that a lot of people overdo promoting their business. Because I think if you're just sell, you lose your audience very quickly. So you've got to learn to do things differently. This is just in my specific field of network marketing. So that's, yeah.
Because you took a big risk by shifting from a big company to being independent and on your own.
Correct.
And
I left, so the MLM company I work for, I'm still an independent social marketer with, but the umbrella company that came under, I left that during COVID. It was, multi-level marketing can be a very cutthroat industry. It has quite a bad reputation. Not many people, it gives the promise of, you know, working from home, earning massive amounts of dollars. They wave all these carrots in front of you. The truth of the matter is, a lot of people work their butts off and don't get anywhere. It's built around a lot of falseness. It's a very culty culture. What I found, people want to lure you into, you know, for them to be your downline, but then once you're in, you're kind of left on your own. Donna actually used to be in a team of mine, so she knows exactly what I'm saying. And COVID really showed people's true colours for me. And whilst I'm not driven by money, I do need to make money to feed my family and pay my bills, but I don't have gold fever. I don't class money over friendships and people. People come first. And that's one thing that multi-level marketing showed me in the part that I left, is that it was always profit over people. And I wanted no more to do with that. It went against my ethics and my morals. So I dropped out. And it was a very hard thing to do, saying goodbye to my team, because, you know, they're not allowed to talk to you once you leave and stuff. So it has been a big wake-up call, but it's been a good growth period too. So
thank you, Nat.
It's very cutthroat.
Yeah.
But you can do it if you just be yourself.
Thank you, Nat. And Peter, what about you? What are your strategies that you've used to...
Well, I have done multi-level marketing in the past. And like Nat said, you work your blooming butt off, and 1 minute you're up and the next month you're down, and you're totally relying on other people to do things to get anywhere. Well, Frigga isn't. But I used to have a web page, which cost me $600 to $700 a month, and then you had to pay several $100s if you needed things changed.
Yeah, to maintain it.
That didn't work. I did advertise in a local paper and things like that, and you know that over the past cost you several $100s a month, and it proved to be a waste of time. At the present moment, I don't advertise. It's basically word of mouth. And the things, if people experience more than they expect, you're on a winner, and that's as simple as that. So it's basically word of mouth. They come along and people say, get Pete to fix it, and after everything's been everywhere else.
So you don't give them so you give them reward points, which are called InvestPlus.
Yes.
So do you want to explain more about that? Because Peter.
Well, we apparently, I did start last October, even before the hub sort of really got going, and apparently I was one of the first in New Zealand to do it. I was a little bit skeptical at how it would work at the start, and I rewarded my customers from October till December, and there was giving out a lot of tokens and things like that.
So what is InvestPlus?
InvestPlus is a business part of Frigga, which as a business, you can reward your customers for shopping with you. And basically, virtually you can get dollar for dollar. It's not like Flybuys points where you spend $20 at the supermarket and get one Flybuys point. And if you don't use it in 2 years' time, it's gone. Where Frigga, InvestPlus, the tokens are given to you, they are permanent. And they accrue in value every day, and they're willable to your children.
So there's three types of, so there's tokens that give them.
There's Frigga tokens, reward tokens, and social tokens.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, I don't know why when I first started with Frigga tokens, there was a whole lot of tokens, and you picked this and picked that. And picked
there was a lot more then.
There's a lot more then, but they're still there. So you change it. So that's right. So the reward tokens, and it builds up. And the other thing too, because there's when well, you might think you get greedy in some cases too, because you're rewarding customers with tokens, and I can reward myself with tokens as well.
Now, explain what you do when people say, no, I don't need the reward points. How you encourage them.
That's the thing, because, okay, there's some people have not got email addresses. Some people are not interested in email addresses or not even interested in tokens. So I said, I'll give you tokens to charity. So I give them to the local charity in town here. I give some to my sister. I give some to Angela. I give some to Robert, family, bits and pieces, because if I give it to them, I also get rewarded as well. And Anne, or her portfolio is going up and up and up and up, and she's doing nothing. You know, that's pretty brilliant.
Yeah. Now, Reward Plus is another application from Frigga, and it was set up, so it's very much the InvestPlus, not Reward Plus, and it's set up as a form of reward system. So what happens is, what Peter's saying is that when people buy a product, they have he's already set up as a InvestPlus, where he gives InvestPlus. And so if they don't utilize them, Peter's still going to get them anyway. So that's where he's saying he'll say to them, look, why not give it to your, to donate it? And if they don't, you know, then he'll find a way for it to be utilized. Because what people don't realize is with the InvestPlus, it actually gives you another way of creating passive income. So, ladies, what would you like to ask Donna, Peter, about InvestPlus? Because I know, Donna, you are really interested in InvestPlus for your business, and so are you, Nat.
One thing before I start, when I am talking to other businesses, because I've got 4 or 5 other businesses using InvestPlus as well, which is when you do that, then Launch Plus for investing is another super duper bonus to have on hand. But I asked the business owner, for a simple question, if you're turning over $200,000 a year, as a scenario figure, I said, can you afford to throw 100 grand away?
No.
And of course not. And I said, I've got the means to show you where you can retain that. And they go, what? And there it is right there. So that's it. So you're building up a little nest egg behind you, and it's there. So I'm into the 6 figures now. So it's over time. So I expected to get to a certain figure by Christmas. Well, I'm above that now already.
It's something I'll definitely be looking into, because, you know, when you work for yourself, I have no superannuation, you see, because I haven't worked for anybody for so long. And I lost my superannuation from having insurance and stuff, which just went down and down. So I'm quite interested in that, because, yeah, I haven't run my business from Frigga yet, because I wasn't quite sure how all this was going to work out.
I haven't actually run it from Frigga either, because it's not quite set up for business just yet. But the InvestPlus side of things is easy. Yes. So you need to do now before January is go into application InvestPlus and apply and set the thing up right there, because you'll get a better response.
You've both been set up. It's just now to use it.
Yeah, but being set up and then use it. So you get it, and I started from rewarding 2.5% of the sale. Hey?
Why before January?
Because it's changing.
It's changing again.
You'll have a different bite of the cake if you do it now. But I started off rewarding customers 2.5% of the sale. But the thing is, a customer comes in and they want to spend $100, and they say, "Oh, discount for cash." I said, "No,
it doesn't work no more, does it?
I'm not going to give you 10 discount for cash, 10% discount for cash. So how about I'll give you $100 back?" And they look at you sideways and say, "Oh, how do you do that?" So I give them $100 in tokens. I get $100 in tokens for that $10 I was going to lose.
Yeah, because Donna at the moment is giving a discount, and so what you could be doing is tokens instead, Donna.
No, but this was set up well before I knew anything about InvestPlus.
Yes.
So, you know, I know what you're saying, and but this was set up before.
But it's also about the mind shift too. So, Peter.
Oh, of course, because.
So, Peter, in your case, what would you say to someone who's used to giving people a discount, how to shift to using InvestPlus?
Well, that will be quite difficult in some cases to get the mindset to change.
Yes.
But once they see it work, it's a no-brainer. It's an absolute no-brainer.
Absolutely.
So basically, for like Donna, when she's selling things at the market sales, whatever it is, you've got to have an invoice book or some cases of numbering. Because when a customer comes in and purchases something from an invoice, you have an invoice number, and then you have their email address and the amount.
Yes.
So you cannot enter a same thing twice or a same number twice or an invoice number twice. So and that way, even with InvestPlus, when I've done a goof up of some sort, I can go back and check on InvestPlus. Oh, that's what I did there, right? It's easy to find. It's recording backwards. Very, very, very simple. So you need to have a method of recording and numbers, all individually, so it can be allocated correctly.
Yes. Yes.
So are you able to do that even if people don't come onto Frigga through the store and purchase your things that way? You can still...
Yeah, because they come into the shop, they buy a mower blade or whatever it is, even for a cash sale.
To your house?
To the shop. To the shop. So and I do an FPOS, whatever it is, or a cash sale, whatever it is, and the invoice is up there, a quick sale invoice, or whatever it is. So, and then I ask them, you got an email address? So most of the cases, yes, the FPOS tag comes off. I give them their FPOS tag. The second one, I write the email address in the back, and then I write the invoice number on the FPOS tag. So then it doesn't matter where they go. I enter it into InvestPlus and away they go. So that's as simple as that. On the InvestPlus video there, they explain it slightly different, where the customer goes home and does it himself. But now it's you do it as the business from your end. So for like Donna at the market garden or market sales, she will be having invoice numbers and collecting everybody's email addresses and the amount of the purchase, because she won't be able to do the thing right there at the sale at the market, because maybe not internet power and all that sort of stuff. And then go home and then allocate them all, done, and then it's simple as that.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah,
I can stalk you, Peter. I'm coming to stalk your brains.
Well, the great thing is this is part one of the InvestPlus. So next week we'll have another expert on as well. So I'll get you along to that one too for part 2, and they'll go deeper into InvestPlus.
And the other thing too, customers come in and I know when they haven't registered. I say to them, "You're throwing money away," and they look at me sideways. And then they go home and they do something about it, ask me a question, and where they go. So I've got a few people sign up. And one of the guys just a little while ago, it was just out of the blue. He came in on a Saturday. Well, I was working again late. It was late in the afternoon too. He had a problem with the motor. Oh, I can't do that now. It's too busy. And it turned out to be simple. And then we're talking about the business side of things. And he does greenstone carving, punamu carvings and things like this. And we were talking about business side of things cannot monitor where he does for the businesses or people he sold to around the world, because he wanted to get FPOS to provide him all the details of the sales have gone and things like that. And they won't do it. And I said, aha, have I got the thing for you? And I showed him the InvestPlus, and he said, I want to do that. Well, mind you, back at me, at the meantime, the registration side of things didn't work anyway for a few days, so that's all right. And he's registered on, and away we go. So I'll put him up and away we go. So yeah, so that sort of thing. So then he can, now with InvestPlus, so he can follow his sales exactly as it goes. That's one good part about it too.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And so would you say that because what happens is they also get to watch and see how their tokens are doing. So are you getting good responses back?
Well, a lot of them.
It's freezing.
You know, but I see I've got a lawnmower contractor. He's from Whakatane. He comes over, and I follow him and said, do this, do that. You get paid for shopping, because it's cheaper for him to drive from Whakatane when he's doing mowers over lawns over here in a paddy, get repaired, than it is in Whakatane. Plus he gets paid to do it. And his portfolio is building up. And a lot of his clients are elderly folk as well, and they're not interested in the tokens. So he's doing the same as what I'm doing with his wife and charities and that sort of thing.
I'm very interested in the charity side of it.
Yep.
Very.
Yeah, well, the local charity here, I've spoken to the lady umpteen times, and she said, I must do something about it. So tomorrow I'm going to go down and scrag her, say, look, get this sorted, and away we go. So I looked at her list, because I can just go to InvestPlus, I put her name in it, boom, and there's a whole list of things there like that, and she'll have over $2,000 sitting there in her little portfolio, but just for doing things. And next year, when she does it, or if it's trading comes along, there's money for them, which she didn't have in the first place. So it's going to be.
So you just need the email address of the company and for them to register.
Yeah, I got her email address and just send the tokens to her anyway. And I see her in the street and see her down there and the Lions Paddy's market, and she says, I see those things coming every day. What the hell are they? I said, you click on it and register. You'll soon see.
Okay, so she hasn't registered yet to sign up. You've done do that through your end already by just having her email address to issue the token.
Yeah. So you basically just have an email address and you send it out. It doesn't matter. They don't have to do anything about it. That tokens still accrue in time when it's still sitting there, and they'll wake up eventually.
Yes, absolutely.
I like this.
Yeah. So Peter, so what would you say the advantages with InvestPlus as opposed to, say, another type of reward, like for example, what's some of our reward systems? There's so many.
Well, flybys is no good.
Yeah, like flybys.
Air points is no good either, because like flybys,
not everyone flies.
You've got to spend $20 to get a flyby point, and it's gone in 2 years if you don't use it.
Yeah, and people haven't been able to fly anyway.
No. And you have to go where they say to spend your flybys points. You have to go there. That's the choice. With Frigga InvestPlus, you get the tokens, and now as I've built up the scale, you get 1 for 1. You spend $100, you get $100 worth of tokens, and that's on
qualified or unqualified tokens.
They're qualified tokens.
Qualified.
Yeah, they're good qualified. I need your email address, Nat. I'll send you a couple.
I really.
So I was talking to Anita Lee in England the other night. She wanted to know a bit more about it. And so I explained to it. We did, after Paddy's meeting, we had a meeting at 1 o'clock at night or what it is, and I explained to it, showed her all around. The next morning I got her email address and I sent her some tokens so she can see from the other end how it works. Simple as that.
Even though she didn't buy product, you gave her tokens.
No, well, I can do it because someone comes in the shop and buys a sparkler for $10. And I haven't got his email address, so I can send it to Anita.
Okay. But before you do that, though, Peter, I mean, realistically, you do offer them that option first, though, don't you?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And somebody said, "No,
clear that you know," and they've decided against it.
I asked them first, "Have you got an email address?" "Oh, no, I haven't got one." So I'll give you your tokens to charity. Fine. So it goes anywhere. So that's it. So they're always asked first. So
that's the key bit, to give them that option first.
Yeah. So even it goes to Robert and Angela and things like this, but there's just little ones here and there.
I suppose it's like at Woolworths when you get, when you have to collect all your receipts, and if you spend so much, you can buy their new containers at the moment with their tokens, and you're like, yeah, not interested, got enough crap in my cupboard now, so you give it to the lady on the checkout. You're giving her the tokens instead. So yeah, I get the scenario, what you're saying.
Yeah, well, the other thing too, for like our New World down here, you had to spend X amount of dollars to get a little sticker to put in a thing, and you get 40 stickers and you get a fancy knife.
Yep.
Well, you're spending $200 or $300 for a knife, which is okay.
Yeah. And
well.
I think the great thing too about InvestPlus is that it is sustainable. It is going to be around for a very long time.
But talking about groceries for a knife, well, that knife's $300 for a start. So it's a German knife. It's a really good one. So I've had it for years. So those sort of things. So you get quality when you buy for quality. But InvestPlus, it's there permanent. And even when I was to sell my business, a new owner can come in. I can sell that side of things all the tokens have been given to my customers already, will still go to me, but the customer's coming back to him. He can carry on doing exactly the same thing and see the nest egg at the other end that I had in the first place, and he'll be on a winner too. So that's something that makes the business worthwhile selling instead of what it is, because it has gone down in size with the Bunnings and the Mitre 10 selling cheap motor motors for $180 and $290. So the second-hand market's blown out the water. So that's right. So yeah, so you got to do other things.
Very interesting. Really interesting.
It's a real asset.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think for me, it's not knowing anyone that was actually doing it, and and it's a big, when you don't understand it, it is a big step. So it's
so the first thing you need to do, Donna, is you go onto your applications, go to InvestPlus, and then click on there and register. It takes 72 hours to come back, and then you get a number, and then you can go from there.
Yeah, Donna's already registered. Mama's Rewana's already registered. Have you got your number back?
No.
Okay,
well,
so check your email.
I'll need to check check my emails and stuff. But
so can you see it being useful for you, Donna? Because I know this has been a question that you've been wanting to know for a long time.
Well, absolutely, absolutely. You know, the motivation behind Mama's Rewana would actually come from my mum. And, you know, it was aptly named by my brother, Jack. So, and Mum, I was talking to my sisters the other day, and she actually started in 1984. So that's 36 years that it's been going. I've been doing it since I was probably around about 15, 16, if not younger than that. But I learned more as I got older. And, you know, my mum's will be past 2 years in January. And my sister and I mean, I'm from a family of 9, 6 girls and 3 boys. And my sisters, 2 of my sisters and myself, still do it today. So it's, you know, it's a legacy of love, really. You know, our mother left us something that, you know, for her children, and yeah, I would still carry it on. It helps in so many ways. It's not only helped our family, but it's helped others. It's helped in fundraising, and I think it sums it up about. I think it sums it up about her, and you know, with hearing you talk about Peter about InvestPlus, you know, I think my mum would love it, because that's the type of person that she was. She always believed that you know, any product should be affordable, but at the same time, it was about giving back. I mean, she was a pastor, so when she used to talk to me about tithings, and I'm going, what? What's that? But you know, when we talk about InvestPlus, you know, that's tithings to me.
Absolutely.
And you know, and I think that what Frigga has to offer us as members has been a wonderful thing, because it's things like this, as a family group coming together and talking about, you know, all our different directions in business, and social, and is wonderful, is absolutely wonderful. So I really appreciate, Peter, you know, you talking about InvestPlus, and yeah, it's getting past that. I don't know if it's the right thing to do. You know, I don't know how I'm going to ask customers. It's that simple.
There is a cost at the start.
Yeah, and the application does all the work for you anyway. So
there is a cost at the start. There is a cost at the start, because the 10% of the sale depends how much you want to reward the customer. There is a cost at the start. But the other thing with InvestPlus, you do not have to be in business to use InvestPlus. Anybody can use InvestPlus.
Absolutely. But
So-
it's very inspiring because, like as I said, it's not until you get opportunities like this where we can ask questions, where things get explained, and how it's going to fit into your business. It's very exciting.
So Donna, for example, if you were employing someone, you could be using InvestPlus for that.
Absolutely. You know, I mean, my business has that opportunity to be able to do that. You know, I mean, it's just like all the process that you go through. You know, when you start up, you know, my criteria for my home is basically I can cook in my kitchen for myself and my husband, but when I go into work mode, everything has to be wiped down. Everything has to be packed away from, you know, I can keep your tea and coffee, but out of the way that you would normally use in your normal home has to be packed away. And I'm lucky enough that everything's in containers, so I don't use the same thing that I would use if I'm in cooking, because we talk about contamination and stuff like that.
Okay. Now, Nat, thank you, Donna. Now, Nat, even though you're still selling your products, which are connected to another company, you can also still use InvestPlus.
That's correct. Yes, it's been good. I'll be honest, I have put off bringing my business over to Frigga at the moment. I really wanted to, I see the potential of Frigga. I love the ethos of Frigga, but I wasn't quite sure how I was going to do this, because when you work with, especially in MLM, there's a lot of clauses where you are not allowed to advertise their products, but rebrand yourself and sell yourself. There is a way around that you can do that. And incorporating other things into your business, which is what I've been working on this year, is definitely a way to do that. And I absolutely love the charity side of it. You've sold me on that. You've sold me on the charity bit.
One thing I have done to differentiate me from any other business, if I'm talking to potential clients and customers down the thing, and they say, well, you're down the street and you see a hamburger bar and you see a candle in the window of this shop and nothing in the window of that shop. So, because I've got a Frigga candle logo in my front window of the shop.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, Donna, you'd have one when you're at the farmer's market, you'd have one at your house too. And people say, what's that? I said, you get rewarded for shopping. So basically, that's straight away, there it is there. And then as simple as that.
Absolutely.
So when you're at the farmer's market and you're selling your Rewana bread and someone else is selling the same sort of bread too, okay? Without any sort of identification with you or them, but you have your Frigga candle there, they'll eventually know, come in time, that there I get rewarded to shop.
Yeah.
I don't there.
Absolutely, Peter.
Yeah.
Now, Peter, so you talked about you used to have a website. So are you using just the Frigga weblet for now for your business?
Yeah, no, I threw the other one ages ago because it's costing a fortune and getting nowhere.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So are you now just using the Frigga weblet?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. And okay, so what tools of Frigga are you using that you find really useful for your business?
Well, InvestPlus is the main one because that's working all the time. The weblet, there's not enough people in Frigga to really be of benefit for that just yet. And the marketing side of things is just not enough, but the sales are there because it's only pennies for advertising, things like that. So you've got to start. So next year when things and more people focus onto it, it'll be sitting there like a rocket up its tail. It'll go like a
yeah, and again, it's about numbers, and you're right. That will.
So I understand that. So the InvestPlus, like I said to Patty the other day, and I said, I can't wait for the passive income sort of come alongside of things because I was spending X amount of dollars each week, but mind you get more back. And he said, next year it'll be up like a rocket. So so it'll be turning along like no business.
Great.
And a lot of potential businesses I spoke to in the first place is basically show me the money first. Well, no, that's the wrong end of the stick.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've got to get into it, and if you don't do anything, nothing's going to happen. Yeah.
So how do you advertise your business, Peter?
I don't.
You don't.
Word of
It's
mouth.
word of mouth, and it's still stupid.
And InvestPlus.
People from Whakatane, Rotorua, Gisborne, all over the place come in and said, you can do this. So, yeah, we can do that.
So what I did was when I first started out in here, I actually kept a book of all the customers that I had. And I actually wrote their names down and phone numbers. So I suppose, and a lot that are coming back now are customers that I've had for quite a while ago. So it's yeah, it's a fruitful thought in what you said about InvestPlus, Peter. So
But when you write their names down, the important thing is technology, like you said, technology. You need their email address.
yes,
That's all you need, basically the email address. You can contact them on the email address, put them in your computer, away you go, and InvestPlus, wait, that does it all. There, boom.
yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's fantastic.
And because customers walk in the shop now, and I already know their email address because they've been a number of times already. Oh, I know your email address. Yeah, there it is, that one. Got your email address? Yep. And
yes, when I'm coming up to my busy season, which is Christmas time. So
yes.
already I've got customers that are ordering, and yet I haven't even put it out, but they seem to jump ahead. So
yes.
So I will be contacting and getting their email address, because one of the requirements that I actually ask for is their phone number. Please send me a contact phone number, because I've known in the past when people say that yes, they put in an order, and then you'd ring the person, or you message the person, they never looked on Facebook or anything, and it only happened a couple of times. So I've been really smart this time and just saying to them, please provide me with a mobile phone number so that I can contact you when it's ready, and what time to pick it up.
Well, most people use email addresses more so because they're looking at that every day, because they think they're glued to the computer or phone. So email addresses are just more appropriate in some cases.
Yes, and like as I said, if it wasn't for us talking like this, then there's your opening. Not only are you asking for their phone number, but you can also, like, when they come to pay it, is the email. And like you just say, the candle will help tremendously, because I mean, that's the point of sale.
Yes.
Really.
Yeah.
Again,
it's differentiate you between them and them and them, and say what the hell is this?
Yeah. Now I do want to move back to Nat, because your business, Peter, would be more localized, wouldn't it? Donna's, yours is localized, and eventually it will become national. Whereas Nat is global. So you asked about the advertising, Nat, because advertising is very important to you, isn't it?
It's going to be for brand awareness, to get yourself out there, like you said, globally. Yes, advertising is going to be super important. Yeah,
in marketing, and you've tried a whole lot of different approaches, haven't you?
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, I've run my business in the very start. We all worked off the buy and sell ads. And then as more social marketers come on board and saturated the market, you had to try other things with paid ads through Facebook, website where you boost your ads to the top of Google search.
And they're pretty costly, aren't they? Like I couldn't believe it. I put an ad and I hadn't clicked it through anyway. I went to check on my account. They charged me $600 for an ad, and I was quite blown. That was over a week, and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm not going to use them again. So you've got to be very careful what you actually think.
Absolutely, and not just that too. Then the cost comes involved, because you're like, well, how am I going to stand out from everybody else? So then you go through Facebook and you're seeing all these courses you can do, and really at the end of it, they're just clickbait as well, because people have actually just made a business out of how to tell you how to run your business. That's actually their business, and it took me so many thousands of dollars and paying for courses of learning this stuff. I'm like, my goodness, how did I fall for this crap. Be yourself and be good at what you do. Be real. Be authentic.
I forgot to go B.
Will sell itself. Really, you just need a page to put your links on and get it out there.
Yeah. But you know,
It's
again,
gonna
what
happen
Peter
very
was
shortly,
saying,
isn't it?
the InvestPlus would be perfect too. That could be something that you could add to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the charity bit of it. I absolutely, you've just sold me with that. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur, not a Bill Gates entrepreneur, actually.
No, a philanthropist. You wanted to be a philanthropist.
Oh, sorry, yes, philanthropist. A mummapreneur, a philanthropist. Yes, and this is a perfect way to do it. Perfect way to do it. And that's actually what drew me to Frigga in the first place, was like, this is the light bulb flashed, a way to be a philanthropist and truly make a difference in people's lives.
Yeah. Okay. To close up, what we'll do is what actually attracted you to Frigga?
Donna's mum's vision.
Yeah, for me, it's like, yeah, as you say, mum invested in her children, and yeah, and I like what it has to offer me now. I can work from my hub. I very rarely go on Facebook now. I can do everything from my hub. And it's also now that I'm running my home-based business, it's actually settling me. I'm not getting so flustered that I'm all over the place. I'm actually starting to get grounded and knowing what matters, what has to be done, and being able to tick off the list. So and how Frigga is going to help me in my business and also help my customers as well. So I need to be based. I need to be grounded and perfect. Frigga is perfect for me at the moment. I hear, Peter, no offense to you, but men have man caves. Well, I have a witch's lair, because that's how I see it. That's how I see Frigga at the moment for me, having my own hub and having, point of contact. I'll be able to invoice. I'll be able to, Zoom, Frigga rooms, have a weblet, e-commerce, all that in my hub, and I'm only pushing buttons here and there. Fantastic. It's really, really grounding me, and I love it. Absolutely love it.
And it's been a nice gentle growth, hasn't it? As our apps have become more seamless and starting to integrate, are you finding it's giving you time to get used to them?
Absolutely. Like no background of computer technology behind me. In a year, I've learned so much. It's
vouch for Donna there. I've watched this woman coming up a year ago, who struggled to send a text message, and then she was sending me a website. I'm like, what the hell? My goodness, how did you do that?
So yeah, I have. I've grown, and I know there's still room to grow even more. But it's the association. It's the association within the group. We're a family. We can come together. We are leaning on each other to help us to understand. Like today, Peter, I've learned so much about InvestPlus. You've always been on my radar. I've been following you. I love the videos that you put up and that. So it's about reconnecting with people again.
There's another Peter behind Donna. Hi, Peter.
See that? Yeah.
Peter.
But that's the reconnecting about, somebody that is working like, for InvestPlus and being able to share it and talk about it, and how, it's another thing that will go into my book and say, okay, this is what I need to do. And I really appreciate it, Peter. And,
absolutely.
Thanks to you, Anna Marie, bringing us in. I mean, I was doing somersaults before this even happened. I couldn't even get in. I mean, it was like, oh my gosh.
You were
and
very
then,
nice.
and then here's that, sending me the link in. And that's the beauty about it. This is what I love about Frega. That it's the association with it. It's the people.
The
that
real.
I had. Yeah, absolutely.
What's in all?
Well, what drew me to Frega also was Paddy. I could absolutely, without, meeting the man himself, but what he had to say, it was ticking all my boxes. It was ticking everything. Yes, yes. I could see, it was like living and breathing what he was talking about and seeing the vision. And I've never lost sight of it. I believe that we will get to the next level. I believe that I'm here for a reason. My mum didn't invest in things if she didn't think it was right. And for her to invest in 9 children and believe, it's worth giving a go. It's worth being here. I absolutely love it. And I am thankful to be here, and I'm thankful to be amongst really good friends and the family of Frega.
Thank you, Donna. And what about you, Peter?
I was with Real Stew for quite a few years, and it never really worked for me. And it turns out that half my computer system was up the way anyway. But then
A legacy system.
and then Angela showed me the Frega system last year, and as soon as she explained it to me and I got it, I loved it straight away. I hooked into it, and I had a lot of negatives from other people that said, "You idiot," and I just worked at it, and away we go, and it was pointed in the right place. It ticked all the buttons, like Donna said. Patty said the right things here again, and because I've been there, done that, multi-level marketing, tried this and tried that, and all sorts of things like this, and you got to work your buttons and get nowhere. But this is slowly. It's not a get in quick or get rich quick. You start slowly and it build up, and it'll just going to go for everybody. And it's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, so
and
very
a win-win
organic.
for business. Yes, totally. Organic or generic or however you put it.
Well, we started off organic. We're becoming genetic.
Yeah, well, generic. So away we go. So it's slowly growing. So yeah. So no, it's good, and it's the best thing I've ever done. And of course, I have got a Facebook page. I've never used the blooming thing. I don't know how to drive the darn thing, and stupid thing. But this here, I'm totally addicted to it. And it's easy to use. It is simple. There's a Frega family, Frega friends, the whole system. There's help wherever you want it, the touch of your fingertips, and it's just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
I love the unity that, I'm in Australia, Donna's in Australia, you guys are in New Zealand, and it's like we're all just sitting in each other's lounge room having a conversation here.
Simple. It's better than Messenger.
And we use one of our apps,
Frega Rooms. Yeah, Frega Rooms. Away we go. So yeah. And like the session this morning, which I go to work and do it, and the same thing, I can just click the Frega thing, put it on the side there, and I can still carry on and do my paperwork, which the others I couldn't do before. And simple as. So, and away we go, and it does the whole 2 things at once and everything. Brilliant.
Are you talking about the technical updates?
No, well, no, yeah, the
weekly
Saturday morning. Meeting Saturday mornings, okay? So when you had a Zoom before, you had a Zoom, and that's it. You couldn't do anything with it.
Yes.
So at the moment, you can just minimize it, just put it on the side of the screen, and you can carry on doing other stuff. I was doing paperwork, doing bank reconciliations, customers come, I still do that, and I was still doing the Zoom as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's going to work out really, really good when it's get.
Yeah. Well, you could do things with Zoom, but with Frega Rooms, we can actually, it's linked to our actual hub, and that's the difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
So as our Frega books, our all our other apps start to become more integrated and seamless, it will truly be what you were saying, a one-touch platform. We will be doing everything from our hub.
Oh,
yeah.
Brilliant.
All right. Look, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Peter, Nat, and Donna. It's been wonderful to have you. And I know you've all got gin in your drinks.
No.
Wow.
I'm a brandy
Look
girl.
at it. Look at it.
I'm
eh?
joking.
I'm a brandy girl.
I love gin too. I've got rum. I've got homebrew rum.
Bombay Blue. Bombay Blue.
I'm a brandy girl. I love brandy.
Oh, I like that too. Yeah. A good French
Okay,
brandy.
so
Perfect.
thank you so much. I really appreciate your time and energy. And so you're happy for me to just put this up now?
Yep.
Wrap.
Of course.
Okay. So thank you very much. You have a wonderful night, you Peter, because what's our time now? It's 6:18. And Nat and Donna, you only just going, you're still morning, aren't you? Or
No,
yeah.
1:30.
20 past 1.
Okay. Well,
So
have fun, everyone, and have a good day tomorrow too, Peter.
Yep. Rightio.
He's
Got work
having
today.
great.
Work today. Sweet as.
Okay, bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.